So you made it through episode 1. Congratulations. That's awesome. I'm Jonathan Marshall. Thank you so much for joining us once again for episode 2 of Natty 19's take on the Tomb of Annihilation. Before we jump into this, I just wanted to invite you guys to come check us out on Facebook. We're at N19 Podcast. Leave us a message, leave us a like, say hi. Let us know how you found us or whatever. Also, if you can leave us a review if you've got the time on iTunes or wherever it is you downloaded us from, that really helps a lot. We're going to be pouring as much effort as we possibly can into creating these episodes and keeping them coming to you guys in a timely fashion. And obviously, the more support we get, the easier it will be for us to continue to do that. So now that that's done, let's go ahead and get started with episode 2 of Natty 19's take on the Tomb of Annihilation.
Before we get going with this episode, we had just come up on Christmas. We're just coming out of Christmas. Christmas was, 2 days ago? I have something that I hope we'll get to use on this show that I printed with a 3D printer that I got from Kristen, my lovely partner. And these are inspiration tokens. This is the raw print. That's what it looked like. Straight off the press. We'll have to send K-Way some over the mail. And this one I painted here. I'll pass that one around. So,
oh wow, cool.
Maybe by having some cool inspiration tokens, the GM will start throwing them at us.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to take pictures of these and put them on our Tumblr.
Me later.
Yeah, I'm gonna print a whole bunch of them. Just
don't
be
print
shy.
Too many. Don't print too many because I actually reread the inspiration rules.
Yep.
And you know that you can only ever have one inspiration at a time, right?
Oh, really?
Whatever.
Okay.
And I actually like it a lot because
Whatever.
when you have inspiration, you can give it to you can issue it to other people.
Okay.
Yeah. So it allows a reward system between the players as well.
Okay, so everyone.
I'm pretty sure I read it was like GM's discretion. So
No, it was pretty fixed. My hands are tied.
So we'll keep like a half a dozen around for
acrylic paint.
That's acrylic. Yep.
Cool.
Do you want to get K-Way off my shoulders so everyone can see him? Or
Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't know where to put him to where. Maybe right here.
Put me in the bottom corner where the images would normally be.
I had you in
Where
the bottom.
cameras-
I had you in there, but you were wigging Swaney out because you were right on his shoulder.
I'd like crank my head too to look at him.
It's like
now
having,
you're like right in my sight path.
It's like having the angel and the devil on one side.
He's like,
Like
K-Way's
a
face
devil
down
and a
there rather bores me.
Let's give him a massage.
An archfiend and a lesser demon. I don't know.
All right. Welcome back, everyone, once again. I'm Jonathan Marshall. We're going to get down to business, episode 2. We just got back from a holiday break. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. I'm here with the full crew. I've got Chuck. He was playing the role of Quincy. James Copernicus. K-Way playing the role of Zavril Lightbringer.
Dawn Tracker.
Dawn Tracker. Zavril Dawn Tracker. And Christy Lee is playing the scholarly, mousy-haired elven
Elf on the shelf.
Scholar.
Jesus Christ, I'm your wife.
I don't want to reveal too
Her name
much.
is Irme.
I don't want to reveal too much, especially your name. I believe. Where did we leave off?
Charging dinosaur.
We left off to. That's right. Initiative tracker.
Was it a
I have too many.
Stegosaurus?
No.
Did we get a surprise round?
No.
Do we get an inspiration round?
No. Hold on a sec. Let me open up. I want to get a correct pronunciation for this extremely rare and fierce creature.
Interesting.
What you see charging at you guys from the docks is a four-legged, large dinosaur with spikes on its back and a knobby tail.
Like a club.
It looks like an
ankylosaurus.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It is an
Armored
ankylosaurus.
dinosaur.
It's an ankylosaurus. Take the magic right out of it. It's an ankylosaurus. We all learned about him in fucking kindergarten.
This one's blue.
This one
A
is
blue
blue. This is a
ankylosaurus.
Chalton ankylosaurus.
It is. That's a nice blue.
Is that the official
Is
name?
that cerulean?
It's cerulean blue.
Azul sky.
Yeah, it's an ankylosaurus. Roll for initiative. I'm gonna, wait.
Oh.
Don't tell me what it is yet.
Okay.
All right. I see Zavril got a 6 on the initiative. Arame, what'd you get?
7.
7. Cappy.
16.
16. Quincy.
9.
Oh, I didn't even get dice.
It's completely unprepared. You don't need dice.
I was just going to make up the numbers as we went tonight. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm curious to see how this combat's going to go.
So am I.
I got to say I'm kind of on the side of the ankylosaurus. I don't
Is that our official position? Looks like Quincy and Copernicus is
Yep.
closest.
Your positions are official.
And it's coming at us, right?
It's
it's a
charging
little out of
in
control.
your
Yeah.
direction. It's not fixated on any of you yet. Just to give you an idea, let's get a quick rundown of the battlefield right now. You've got several tents set up, merchant stands, merchant stalls, if you will, barrels, kegs, baskets, racks of dried fish, fishing nets, and just a bunch of bystanders. Some of them aren't even aware that it's coming at them yet. I don't have the bystanders on the map. They're just going to start to scatter on round 1.
Picturing fucking fruit being smashed and splinters of wood fucking going everywhere.
We're located in the marketplace. We're not by the docks anymore or anything.
You are
So-
by see the docks up
ankylosaurus
there.
is coming from the docks.
Yep.
It was by Devitas where it cut loose.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it seems like the market's like pretty much, there's not really a lot of transition from the docks to the marketplace. It looks like it's
So
all
I
kind of...
assume that's ocean there at the docks
Yeah.
that they're going into.
Which if it's bustling, I mean, people are trying to sell you wares as soon as you get off the boat,
Absolutely.
All right. Copernicus
That was a good one.
Heart.
What in lost name is that thing?
Round 1. Copernicus Heart is up. You've got a massive ankle. I mean, this thing is huge by mechanical terms.
All right, those stones I'm always fiddling around with.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I'll do is I'll cast Magic Stone. I can cast it on 1 to 3 of them at a time.
Okay.
So I'll cast it on 3 of them.
3 stones begin to glow.
That is my bonus action.
What color do they glow?
Purple.
A purple hue.
A dark purple. Deep purple, if you will. I'm going to move my full movement, so I'm going to move towards the docks. Try to get the monster away from charging into the marketplace where the people are. And I'm going to chuck one of these magic stones at its face.
All right. What's the range on those stones?
30 feet, or 60 thrown.
Okay. Well, purple stone is ensuing.
So that is a 19 to hit.
19's a hit.
Not a natty 19. It was adjusted. 5 bludgeoning damage.
5 bludgeoning damage as this purple rock bounces off of this thing pretty hard. And while it does kind of yelp a bit angrily, it still seems to be charging towards you guys.
That's pretty ballsy, throwing rocks at a dinosaur.
It was
It
like
got him good.
You got it right on the snout.
Yeah,
it looks like
That hurts right there.
yeah. He like
he's
shook his
trained.
head.
Like when he
what?
winds up and throws that thing, it's an art for him. Looks like he could play for the Red Sox.
All right. So would you did you describe what? I mean, I'm having a hard time visualizing it. Maybe it's because I wasn't paying attention to you when you did. You describe how you did it. What's this power?
No. So yeah, magic stone. So I'm always kind of playing around with those stones, like I was saying before. But so when I noticed the danger, I imbued him with this energy and sprinted towards the docks. And maybe while I was like running across the marketplace, I pegged one of them at its face, trying to distract it away from the market.
Okay, so you physically threw it. You
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
levitate it.
No.
Okay.
I wind up.
All right.
Once
yeah.
they're once the
Charged.
power's in them. Think like Gambit.
Gambit
with his-
is where I
Yeah.
was going with it.
Yeah.
Yep. You charge it up and then you throw it and it explodes. Not so much explode.
Explodes.
Can you get it back?
That-
I was
yeah.
wondering that. Can you get your rock back after?
That's what I was hoping.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could find more rocks, but these
Yeah.
ones are like my special ones.
Yeah, I might be able to find it. We'll
Yeah.
yeah. So next up is after getting pelted by a purple stone, the Ankylosaurus continues its charge, but now towards Copernicus. Moves like what, 15 feet that was? Did I scare you?
Yeah, what's its movement? Well, I
Um,
assume I'm probably in range, but
yes, you will find out. It has a 10-foot reach, so it moves within 10 feet of Copernicus' heart angrily. Goes to slap at you with its tail. It's going to hit armor class 23.
oh, brutal. I see it coming at me, so I throw up my little buckler and try to hide myself the best I can behind it, but that's a direct hit.
This tail, yeah, you got him good with the rock. He kind of shook it off. He took some damage, but he shakes his head and he's staring at you now, and he's barreling towards you. And once he gets within range, he slaps at you with his bald tail.
No.
Wow, this might be the end of Copernicus.
Oh my fucking god. Just one swift swipe of a fucking Ankylosaurus tail.
19 damage.
Holy
Holy
shit.
shit.
What?
Did you land in the
Retreat.
ocean? Are you in the
Retreat.
ocean?
As you get belted by this thing.
Teach you to throw rocks at dinosaurs, huh?
And make a strength saving throw.
He saved the marketplace, though.
5 is a fail. You are knocked prone by the massive force of this, or by the force of this massive tail.
Roots, magoots.
It's a beast, so let's go like this for Copernicus. Copernicus is
Turn me
okay.
sideways
You
on the
guys, it's Quincy's up next, and you just seen all this happen. Copernicus charges up there, the brave man that he is, half man, hits it with a purple stone, and it kind of redirects its attention, charges up towards him, whacks Copernicus with his tail, does some heavy damage, and knocks him on the ground.
Fucking waylaid.
All right, Quincy's gonna make his way toward Copernicus where he's fallen. He's can he draw and run at the same time?
Yes.
All right, so he draws his rapier while he's running toward Copernicus, who's on the ground, and when he gets as he gets closer, he's holding it like in an on guard position, as if he's faced against a human opponent, like he's been trained to fight on guard. You know, he's
It's an awesome image.
a bit nervous, but he knows that the Ankylosaurus isn't coming right at him, and trusting that Copernicus and Zavril both are warriors that they look like they could handle themselves. Quincy summons from within him some inspiring words that he's going to direct actually toward Irame. Irame, this is our chance. Let us prove our worth. You can do it. And he's going to cast. He's going to use one of his bardic inspirations, and that will give Irame 1d6 that you could apply to any one of your. You only get to use it once, but you get to apply it to one of your d20 rolls. In the next round, I think it's in the next round, or you might be able to hold on to it for a little bit.
I can't. So I follow you in this rotation. Can I use it now?
Yep.
If I want,
you could use it now.
To?
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's Quincy's turn. He's moving close to Copernicus so that he could help him out eventually, but right now he's inspiring Irame.
All right. Next up is Irame, in fact. Newly inspired.
So Irame is going to thumb up her glasses, up her nose, and she is actually going to... Can I take cover behind...
Yes, you
that
could
box
take
there.
partial cover or full cover.
Or chest or barrel over here.
So you run in between the market stalls.
Yeah, it actually almost looks like to everybody else like I just zipped out of there. Like I just ran.
Coward.
I got inspired to run. But she's going to get down and as unnoticeable as possible, cast a... It will be a chaos bolt towards this ankylosaurus. She's hoping that nobody will notice. She's trying to take cover. Mostly not from the ankylosaurus, but from her.
Reminds
her
me of
teammates.
casting like chaos magic at Carindle.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So, yep, you've got...
so she's going to get down and she's going to put both hands in her pockets, grabbing a hold of a crystal. And in the other pocket, her father's compass.
All right. So, yeah, let's resolve the chaos bolt.
And I will use my inspiration.
That's the bardic inspiration that Quincy...
to roll to hit.
All right.
Oh, you could you could choose to use it after the roll, but before the DM tells you if it hits or misses. So if you roll low enough that it seems like it's a waste, you could choose not to use it right yet.
Okay. 13.
Sadly, 13 misses.
Fuck!
Oh,
I know.
That was a critical moment in Natty 19 history. And it just might spell the end of Copernicus' heart.
So to everyone around, I mean, they would probably still see that
Yeah, why
bolt.
don't you describe that?
So I
how do you want that
imagine the
bolt to look?
chaos... Is there something mechanical?
I just wanted to clarify that the bardic inspiration can be held onto for 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
But you only get the one use of it.
Yeah.
I was hoping it was such a large creature that I could manage like a 12 or above would hit
Probably tough skin.
it. Yeah. So I imagine the chaos bolt to look... Because it's chaotic magic, it's basically... crazy looking bolts that goes out. I imagine it to sort of look like almost molten. Like how you see magic when it looks almost molten coming out.
Yep.
Obviously headed towards this ankylosaurus that misses.
Yeah, it just kind of coalesces around it. You feel that it was just a stroke of bad luck. You feel that you definitely could have hit it had things been different.
And she Irame is going to stay where she is now, still hoping that nobody has associated the bolt with her.
Okay, you see a few merchants kind of scatter. One of them is actually hiding behind right next to you that you didn't realize was there because she's covered with like a tapestry of sorts. She is kind of staring at you wide-eyed, but she's almost staring through you. I think she's just kind of afraid of the situation. Next up is Zavril Dawntracker.
Zavril is going to move forward probably about 20 feet.
Towards the
A little over.
Ankylosaurus.
towards the Ankylosaurus, to the right of Quincy, just behind him. And during this time, he's going to observe the dinosaur in front of him using his hunter sense to find out any immunities, resistances, vulnerabilities.
Yep, absolutely. Is it strictly those things, or can I give you other information that's not those things, if those things don't exist?
It has no weakness.
I mean, there's no real there's none of it, really. I mean, all you can really discern is that, excuse me, getting over a cold, everybody. It, obviously, it has natural armor, doesn't have any sort of resistances, per se. You could see that the only real damage type that it's capable of doing is bludgeoning. And clearly, by the attack on Copernicus, it has the ability with each attack to, overcome its target and knock them prone.
Right. No vulnerabilities either?
No vulnerabilities, no weaknesses, no resistances, I mean.
All right. And then, along with that, I will go ahead and use a bonus action for Slayer's Prey. Essentially what it does is allows me to first turn each round that I hit the target with the weapon attack, it will take an extra bonus damage. So,
okay.
And my movements are very slow and methodical. You don't see me rushing in. I'm just kind of, taking my time as I'm moving towards this creature.
Yeah, I picture you putting very little effort into any of your moves.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. Does that conclude your turn?
That will conclude my turn.
All right. The top now, as we end round 1, clearly people are scattering, screaming. You hear angry cursing happening in the background. At a quick glance around, it doesn't appear that anybody is really coming to aid you guys with this situation.
Yeah, I was wondering, is there like an owner of this beast? Does he that's
Yeah.
he's got away from?
Nope. So ending round 1, that the situation you see currently is like, really? Like, where is everybody?
He's backing away, whistling.
And we're gonna start it back the beginning, top of round 2 with Copernicus the prone.
Copernicus the prone.
Copernicus the
Prone heart. So let's go over prone. What are my options?
I'm glad you asked. So
So-
with prone, your only movement option is to crawl unless you stand
How
up.
far can I crawl? More than 5 feet. I'm gonna provoke.
I think
an
crawling
attack,
is
correct?
5 feet around or something like that. Don't quote me on that. That's kind of what I'm
So
picturing.
let's say I can crawl 5 feet away and not provoke an attack. I can do that, right?
Actually, you have disadvantage on attack rolls. Attack rolls against you have advantage if the attacker is within 5 feet of you. Otherwise, the attack roll has disadvantage. So, it would provoke because you can't take a 5-foot step while crawling. So if you move out of its threat range, it would provoke an attack of opportunity, which would have an advantage as well.
So I can lay there. If I get up, that uses all my movement action.
Yes, you could stand up as a movement action.
Can you disengage in a crawl?
Well, that's what I was about to ask as well.
We could jot that question down and
You
come
could
back
jot
to
that
it.
question down and come back to it.
All right. Copernicus is going to dust himself off, stand up.
All right.
So that uses my movement action.
Does that provoke?
Nope. The only way you could provoke in 5e is by leaving its threat range.
Okay.
All right, Sybil. I could use you now. And then at that,
You hear
Are you speaking loud enough that Quincy could hear you
probably.
from 10, 15 feet away?
Damn you, you big lumbering beast. And I will cast Hexblade Curse on him. which doesn't really do much for me this round, but when he dies, I'll regain hit points, and I can crit on 19 and 20 against him. Get bonuses to my attacks and damage. And then for my main action, I will quaff this potion of healing I got.
All right.
Try to keep myself in the fight.
Did you get double?
Double fours.
Wow,
baby.
so you heal what?
I heal
10?
10.
10
That's huge right
hit
now.
points come back. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
That's it. For
That's it for the Ankylosaurus.
I'll put my shield back up.
Are you still really wounded? Is another hit like that gonna put you?
Yeah,
is it
I'm
still threatening.
I mean, almost half my hit points are gone still.
Okay.
Okay.
I look fucked up.
You looked fucked up to begin with. That damn scar on your neck.
All right. So the Ankylosaurus appears in a fit of, I don't want to say a frenzy, somewhere between a rage and a frenzy. Okay. After batting you, and while you're getting up, I'm kind of picturing all this happening like really fast, kind of in the moment. So by the time Copernicus gets to his feet and pops the cork on the potion, the Ankylosaurus kind of shifted winds and smashes through these barrels. Let me knock those to the side. Just smashes into some stock on the side of the dock, and shards of wood and thatch just fly everywhere as it bursts through these shipping containers, and that brings us to Quincy.
Yeah, Quincy's going to continue moving. He's going to get up beside Copernicus within range of the Ankylosaurus, and still has his rapier at the ready in his right hand, and with his left, and in a way that I'm not going to take Copernicus by surprise. I don't want to startle somebody that's in combat. I'm going to show my left hand and then rest it on his shoulder and say, Copernicus, I'm at your side, and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds.
Awesome.
And that will give you 5 hit points.
Thank you, Quincy.
Next up is going to be Irame. You see how this go down. You're taking partial cover.
Yeah,
currently.
I don't have a line of sight anymore, do I? I don't know how tall is that sushi stand.
Oh no, you have a line of sight.
Okay.
That's only waist high.
So yeah, Irame is nervous and she's starting to sweat in this heat, and she's gonna do that crazy thing where they take a stick or a pencil and fucking put their hair up. She's gonna put her hair up off the back of her mousy hair up off the back of her neck, and this time pull the crystal out of her pocket. And I'm going to use my Tides of Chaos, which will give me an advantage on this cast. If I can find, there we go. And roll to hit.
Ooh.
So a 22 to hit.
22 is gonna hit, ladies and gentlemen.
Same imagery, just this burst of like molten-y looking magic going towards this Ankylosaurus.
Is it like multicolored, or
I
is it a fixed?
imagine it would be, because I would imagine that because it's the chaotic and you don't know what it's gonna do till it hits the creature. It's kind of this mixture of fire and ice and thunder and lightning and acid and
Cat's out of the bag
Yeah.
now, though.
That's out of the bag now.
well, only if you guys are looking at me.
I don't know, when something goes blasting by my shoulder.
Yeah, well that's yeah.
Unless our famous author's casting spells back there.
Well, she was kind of hoping by moving into the more populated market space and taking cover that it could be anybody casting those balls.
I'll have to roll perception on that.
Yeah. So 16 damage, and I will choose... I'm sorry, I'm away from the mic. And I will choose poison damage.
Poison damage. So
16.
So I would think at that it would kind of coalesce into a greenish
Yeah,
fog bolt, or
Maybe it once it hits it, a puff of green.
All right, so
Envelops its head.
It definitely envelops this thing, and it kind of squeals out in agony as it just is bathed in this green, acidy looking like goo that seemed to have come out of nowhere. Are you moving at all, or was that?
Yeah, and I'm gonna stay where I am. Yeah.
All right, Zavril Dawn Tracker.
Zabril will continue to move forward. This time he will be within approximately 10 feet of the creature in front of him.
Zavril closes the gap.
Just looking at him, does it appear that he's still going strong?
It does, and now that we're nearing the end of round 2, your senses pick up that it's not really particularly targeting anybody specifically. It's just kind of in a frenzy. Something has stirred its pot, essentially, and it's kind of just rampaging. And you guys are kind of in the same bowl as it,
Okay, so I will go ahead and cast Hunter's Mark. I'm going to use my bonus action before my main action.
Classic.
All right, Hunter's Mark is out. Boom, a little bullseye appears above its head.
Yep. And then for my main action, I will utilize my first whip to attack it.
All right, the whip comes out.
Yes.
We've been waiting.
Yeah, I've been waiting to see these whips in action.
Do you have
Not
whip
that
sound
good.
effects for us?
No, I do not.
Yeah, you just got to make them every time.
Armor class 13.
That is I believe it's a miss. Let me verify, though.
I'm a little rusty.
My 13 was a miss.
13's a miss, yep.
Yep. I'm a little rusty. Hold on.
Hold on, let me try that again.
All right, that will conclude my turn.
All right, it was a worthy effort from Zavril as he closes round 2. As we begin round 3, now you start to see some crowds beginning to form on the outskirts of this thing. Some are just kind of pointing in terror, like, what the fuck? Others are seem to be looks like they're getting aggressive, building up a little bit of a group to come in and try to rescue you guys. They don't look like guards or anything. They look like merchants, essentially, that see what you guys are trying to do, and they're pretty much mustering the balls to come in and help. They don't look armed, but they look to be getting armed.
So to clarify the scene here too, you've got the three of us, all of us except for Irame, have this thing kind of with its back to the water, correct?
Yes. Yep.
And then is it like a far drop to the water, or is it just like walking off a dock?
It's probably like a 10-foot drop down in the water, so it is
Oh,
a
really?
substantial
Okay.
drop. Yeah, it's a pier. It's the ships that pull in here has got a 6-foot draft on them.
So in a
know
way,
what
we
I mean?
kind of have this thing cornered at this point.
Or it goes right through us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be able to knock us all prone with one swing of its tail. We're all lined up in a row.
So was it round 3?
Your round 3. Oh, sorry. Let's kick it off. Round 3 begin with Copernicus Heart, no longer prone,
All right.
and all charged up.
Really fast, like out of nowhere, a longsword appears in Copernicus's hand. So just, there's a sword
It's like
there.
I'm picturing like a lightsaber.
No, it's like
Oh,
a
it was more like,
flash.
you didn't hear that?
There's like a flash, maybe a slight shockwave.
Okay, all right.
Does it look like a steel?
Steel sword.
Nice.
Oh, okay. So it is like a normal looking weapon. It's not like a glowing magical
Right.
weapon.
No,
okay,
it's a
gotcha.
weapon.
All right.
And then, you'd expect him to attack with that, but Instead, he like grabs it and kind of curls into a ball, starts shaking, and then boom, a blast comes out of him, out of his non-sword hand.
Hadouken.
And that is Eldritch Blast. Why a 1 right now? You got a repelling blast with the Eldritch Blast. Wow. Knock him back 10 feet.
Is that our first fumble? Yes. Oh no, we're not gonna start fumbles till level 5.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
you really?
Little Care Bear rules?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't have a fumble chart. I mean, I'm opening something now. Let's see.
That'd be a spellcasting fumble.
This is a
You are a
critical,
potted
but a lot of
plant.
time these critical charts have a fumble like kind of
Right.
attached to them. So let's see. This one does not. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and Bing fumble chart, and we'll pick the first one. Hipsters and Dragons. Shout out to you guys for using your fumble chart.
This better be good.
Told you Pipsters was a good name.
I just don't own any skinny jeans.
Apparently there's no magic fumbles on this one, so I take that back.
Fumble chart.
Huh?
You're safe.
So I take that back. Gonna click on a different
Good
one.
try, Hipsters and Dragons.
Good try. Save Versus is the name of this site. Shout out to you guys. Melee. Oh, nope, never mind. This one doesn't have spells either. Yeah, you know what? Let me try fumble chart magic.
Wow.
I got
A
magic
lot of
fumble
people just
chart
don't
right here.
fumble, yeah.
Arcane spells fumble table.
Got it. All right, yeah. So roll percentile. Wait, yes, percentile.
32.
Oh, 1d4 10 by 10 by 10 foot stone spires shoot up from the ground.
What?
Kind of like a little magic, Fey-Res kind of
Yeah,
action going
that's
on
what
there.
I imagine. Yeah.
All right, so two massive 10 by 10 by 10 pillars erupt from the ground, and
Man, that's awesome magic.
and yeah,
It
even
is.
Copernicus looks shocked by this phenomenon that occurs.
Calm down, Sybil.
And I don't have an author for this, but yeah, thanks guys. That was
So the
kind of weird,
spires-
but thank you.
Where
Yeah, maybe you could
Did
bookmark
they
it,
hit
track
us
them down
or
later.
hit the target or?
They're not going to hit the target on a fumble. Are you kidding me? Yeah, they kill it. You win. Well done.
Good job.
I said
Good job rolling a 1.
So do they hit us or do they hit
Yeah,
the
where?
target?
How do you
Where do
decide
they
where
It
hit
it
doesn't
happens?
say. I just
Just drop some things on this.
I mean, that
They're
would-
obstacles at this point.
Yeah. Maybe like one right in front of Quincy or something, like to fucking shoot right up
Get
in
in
front
my
of his
way.
feet.
Ooh, if it was under me, then I'd be
Yeah.
up on top
Elevated.
of it. Yeah.
10 feet up.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with these online fumble charts, huh?
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Never know
That's
what
what
you're
I'm
gonna
saying.
fucking
like,
Dangerous.
that's why I was just like, all right.
At least
so,
nobody got their head cut off.
So go ahead and put 1 there.
I think rolling on the Fey-Res chart for a spell
Magic
fumble
spell
is
fumble.
pretty
Pretty
Could
accurate.
be fun.
Yeah.
Could be
that-
fun.
But
for a spell fumble.
It's not gonna
yeah,
happen
but
that often.
we have a
That's what I
wild
mean.
mage with
Right,
us.
and that
That's-
kinda,
that
like,
kind of
Yeah.
takes,
Takes
away.
from the wild mage.
Yeah.
And can I move if I want?
How many were there? 3?
2.
Oh. All right, yeah. So 2 of these blocks just erupt from the ground to the left and right of Copernicus, something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe these will become a permanent fixture of Port Nyanzaru now.
Yeah.
20 years later, the pillars of the great
They
Right.
battle
carved
of
totems
the
into them and shit.
The pillars
Copernicus,
of
yeah.
Copernicus the prone. When he finally stood, he brought the ground up with him.
You hear like ahs and gasps coming from bystanders, like, "Oh, what is he gonna do with those?"
Oh, it's total anime style. He's like, "Rah!"
Moving earth.
Come up
What's
out
he
of the
gonna do
ground.
with those?
Yeah, what's he gonna do with those pillars?
What are you gonna do with those big rocks?
He's got to be doing something with them.
Looked
as
impressive.
it tore through somebody's market.
It didn't do much of anything for us, but it looked impressive.
All right, the Ankylosaurus.
Well, yeah, shocked by what just happened.
Oh, you're still going?
I have movement, but actually, I guess I can't without provoking attacks. So, I'm just gonna hunker down behind my buckler.
You could take a 5 foot. No, that's an act. No.
Yeah, I
5
could.
Yeah,
Step
5
back,
foot step
right?
back is a movement action.
I can do that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll just try to back away a little and get my shield up.
Oh, so when I said I was
Hey,
at your
buddy.
side, and then you backed up, leaving me in the front with the.
Yeah, dude, that's the way of the world, baby. Teach
It's all
him,
happening so fast.
Teach
though,
him,
It's like
Cappy.
a fluid battle.
Cappy's like, you'll thank me later, kid.
Oh, when you guys do the voice.
All right, so that's good for Cappy then. Ankylosaurus, being satisfied crushing those crates, it now has Quincy, Zavril, and Copernicus. I would say equally within tails, within aggro. Let's call it
10 feet.
So
right?
let me go a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to do the old D6 to decide who gets the aggro. And it's going to be Sir Young Quincy.
Oh,
Yes. No.
It works.
This ball tail. By the way, the tail of this thing at the end of it is just a rock hard, just a ball. No spikes or anything on the ball. It's just a bludgeoning. Yeah, exactly. Some of them do have spikes on them, but this one does not.
Brace yourself, Quincy.
Ooh, I think the luck is on
Ooh.
Quincy's side as this tail just kind of whips at you, and you're not quite
I
sure.
am quick on my feet.
Yeah.
I
You're not
leap
sure
right
what
over
you're-
it.
you kind of feel this tingling around you momentarily as this bald tail just barely misses you, and you nimbly dodge out of the way, and you can't help but
I was
feel
picturing
lucky.
leaping over it like
Yeah,
a jump rope.
yeah,
like,
with your knees like, yeah.
rapier in hand,
Yeah,
still,
that's-
still in an on guard position.
That's what I was imagining as well.
Next up, Quincy. Roar, this thing growls in rage.
Yeah,
Dick him with the pointy end.
yeah. I'm pointing my rapier at the beast, but unsure of how to attack something that isn't a human foe. I'm still kind of hesitant about just rushing in and thrusting toward it. So once again, I'm going to raise some inspiring words, this time for Zavril. Zavril, show us what you can do with those whips. Impress us. And I'm going to cast, and that's a bardic inspiration for Zavril. You're going to get a D6 that you could use anytime within the next 10 minutes to apply to any one of your D20 rolls.
All right, sounds good.
Oh, I wish you said, Zavril, when a problem comes along, you must.
Oh, you should have saved that and told him off air.
I told him off air.
Cut it out.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
That's gotta be
Irame.
used live.
Well, Irame, you're up.
All right, Irme, with the last bolt hitting.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Can I toss in a 5-foot step back?
Yep.
And keep the line with my two comrades.
Okay. A line is formed.
Irme, after hitting once with her magic, is going to step out from cover and move forward,
All right.
doubting that this thing is prone to piercing damage, but fearing looking like a coward, she's going to step out with her short bow and fire at the Ankylosaurus.
All right. Short
Whatever
bow.
you do, don't roll a 1.
Yeah.
Right?
Short bow in hand.
Glad I got that out of the way.
Now I'm scared. No fucking way.
Oh my
Kevin,
god.
shut the fuck up.
Wow. She rolls a 1.
Okay, quick, fumble archer chart.
Oh my
My
goodness.
fucking god.
Ooh.
It's a good thing I'm not in your way.
You're
Oh,
directly
wait.
in front of me.
If it hits any of us, it's gonna hit you.
I got a D100 chart here that looks solid.
All right.
Roll.
So
Give us a roll.
22.
22. You shook yourself up. You're stunned for 1 round.
Erme, yeah. I mean, you don't know what it is. This is your first real battle in a long time.
Ever?
You're in
Seeing
a
an
new.
arrow just break on it and just
Yeah, you're in whatever you launch it at it, and you're just stunned at what's going on. You realize that you're now out in the open, and you're not sure how you got there.
Yeah, insecure without my magic.
Yeah, you got brave and ran out,
Yeah.
and you're like, wait, what the fuck
Yeah.
am I doing?
your attack was completely ineffective.
Yeah.
And you're like, shit.
That didn't work. Yeah.
Maybe I almost shot one of you, and I was like, "Fuck."
Zavril Dawn Tracker. You have this creature within 10 feet of you.
My words.
It can reach you.
We're inspiring to you.
You are inspired by young Quincy.
Did they have to be used before or after my roll? For
They could
the
be used after your
inspiration?
roll, but before the GM tells you whether or not you
Hit or miss. Yeah.
Okay, sounds wonderful. All right. So I will attack with the first whip.
Miss.
Okay.
What do you
I didn't
roll?
even see the where's the
A 14. And then I am attacking with my offhand. And it's got to be armor core. Yeah, 18.
All right.
18 is a hit.
Okay. So 7 from the whip itself. It's got to be a few of these.
I just can't
No.
get Devo out of my head now.
Wow, that's garbage. All right, so it's going to be a total of 9 damage from the one whip.
Yep. So yeah, you whiff with one whip, and then you calmly assess the situation again. You lash out with your second whip, nailing it good,
Right on the snout.
right on the snout. Yeah. So that is the end of round 3.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. So now you notice there are stones being flung towards the Ankylosaurus from the crowd. You
Fools.
can't tell if they're slings or, some are just missing it completely, and others get it. Others hit it.
Cappy, it looks like you have a following.
You hear people, you hear shouts, get her, get her. Nobody's really kind of getting too close to it. I mean, these guys are all in like loincloths and, merchant's gear. And Copernicus, round 4.
All right. No more fucking around. This time, a 21 to hit with my Eldritch Blast.
That's a hit.
That's a hit.
That's a solid hit.
And that's going to do 11 points of damage, and I push him 10 feet back.
Ooh. Nice.
11 points of damage.
and pushes.
And pushes him 5.
Ooh.
Oh, this thing gets blasted hard by this. What?
Is he in the water?
No, he's not in the water.
He's close, though.
He's right on the edge. Like a quarter of him is in the water.
Well, it's a
Like
10-foot
one of
drop,
his-
isn't it?
One of his
Yeah.
feet is
Yeah.
like hanging
Yeah,
over
he's,
the edge.
He's a 4-foot creature. Yeah, he's
Slipping.
The
skittering.
rocks are fucking.
He's skittering, and he managed to catch himself back up, and he's yelping, and you notice in between its scales are bloodied marks where I don't know what an Eldritch Blast would do for wounds. Maybe they're glowing a little bit inside, and then when the glowing dies out, you see blood kind of leaking out.
I picture it as like using the force, like a force push.
Yeah, I pictured it as like a bluish blue bolt. I always thought
Yeah.
Eldritch was like like your standard magic, like
But,
the wizard in
Like-
Gauntlet.
I always pictured it the same way.
After blasting him back, I throw up my little buckler over my face.
wizard has shot the food.
And I charge in at it.
Oh, he's charging him.
Copernicus is rearing up for a charge after blasting him. I can't believe what's going on here.
Like if I had enough turns, I would just run right into it.
You hear
and
him.
try to push it off. It's pissed.
The sounds of the roaring crowd in the marketplace and the commotion kind of blur out for a moment, and you hear a familiar voice in your head. You fool, are you trying to get us both killed? What is wrong with you? Finish this so and be done with it.
Not now, Sybil. I've got this under control.
And then silent again, and the rush of the crowd emerges once again. The Ankylosaurus, now catching itself firmly, rears up again.
I don't think these things throw all the time.
Has no real choice at this point but to go for Copernicus, the finishing blow.
I've been healed up.
This could spell the end of Copernicus' heart, everybody.
I don't think I could take 19 damage again.
Every attack could spell your end.
Armor class 22.
Fuck.
That's a hit.
I take it that's a hit.
Wow.
No, cut it
No.
out.
24 points of damage
Oh.
Shit.
to
Who the fuck
Copernicus'
runs
heart.
into a dinosaur?
Are we playing fucking Ark? Hardest fucking game ever.
So I misjudged, I guess. And as I run towards it, that tail just came around, fucking laid me out.
Copernicus goes down.
Copernicus!